Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime channel. Zoro and Sanji are always fighting, even though they belong to the same crew. They often disagree, leading to fights at certain points in the One Piece story. One thing to remember is that some of the Straw Hats have left the crew and returned after some time. Sanji was one of these members, which was one of the saddest moments in the One Piece saga, but was crucial for the development of an incredible arc of battles and revelations. One of these battles was the moment Sanji attacked Luffy, who did not defend himself and took the blows from his crewmate, hiding this moment from those who were not present. In today's video, we will discuss the reaction to the discovery of this sad event in One Piece. Before I reveal all this to you, I count on your support to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I also hope I can help you achieve your dream of learning to draw your favorite anime and manga characters, doing whatever you want in the way you imagined, something that becomes easy when you have access to the incredible course, Anime Express by teacher Noah Williams, which costs less than $1 a day. So check the link in the description to learn in just a few weeks. Now, let's get to the video. Guys, as I said, Zoro is always shown competing with Sanji, fighting over insignificant issues, often at inconvenient times when they need to focus on something very important. The only thing that unites these two characters is Luffy, the captain of the crew. After all, both show extreme loyalty to their captain, seeing Luffy as a figure to be followed and respected, a figure they wish to emulate. Furthermore, all the discord we see up to the present day in One Piece originated from the Arlong Park arc. They had different ideas on how to handle Nami's betrayal, as Zoro always thought their captain should act more assertively, as we also saw in the fight between Luffy and Usopp. But their hatred relationship officially started in Little Garden, when the two competed in a hunting expedition, creating a competitive spirit between them that always makes them see an opportunity to challenge each other. And despite their fights and comedic rivalries, they have a trust and care for each other that they would never admit. They trust each other's potential, recognizing the great strength they possess. In fact, the two warriors understand each other better than the other crew members, knowing each other's limits. So, they know when one of them is going to win a fight or not, which is why they often don't interfere in each other's battles. We've already seen Zoro's trust in Sanji's strength and character. For example, Zoro smiled when Sanji returned to fight Jabra in the Aeneas Lobby arc. In Zoo, Zoro stated that Usopp didn't need to worry about his companions because they would be fine since Sanji was with them. This shows the confidence the swordsman has in Sanji. However, it was at this moment that everything happened. Sanji and Nami interacted with members of the worst generation while helping the Minks. However, a betrayal occurred, and Capone Beige shot Pacams and captured Sanji's group, taking them inside his fortress-like body. Inside, he presented Sanji with an invitation to Big Mom's tea party, where he was arranged to marry the 35th daughter of the Charlotte family Pudding. Sanji refused to attend the wedding, but Beg threatened him and his companions. At that moment, Sanji received shocking information. He then asked for paper and a pen, and gave his companions a note explaining his whereabouts to be delivered to the rest of the crew when they arrived, agreeing to go to Whole Cake. With the Germa Ocean Kingdom gathered at Whole Cake Island, Sanji returned home and reunited with his family for the first time since he left 13 years ago. However, when Sanji reiterated his break with the family and his continued refusal to go through with the marriage, this was obviously not accepted. He even had his hands threatened with cuffs that would explode if he refused to marry, making it so he could never cook again. Meanwhile, Luffy had already departed immediately for that location, with the goal of rescuing Sanji and bringing him back to his crew, which he could not accept. Sanji was now cornered in enemy territory, with his hands potentially exploding, destroying his dreams, or even taking his life. His family was being threatened, and his friends could end up in a battle with one of the most dangerous pirate crews of all time. Sanji was willing to sacrifice himself for everyone, but knew that Luffy would not accept this. So, on the way to Whole Cake Castle, Luffy and Nami reached the carriage. Luffy jumped into the carriage, asking Sanji to return to the crew. Remembering Judge's warnings, Sanji kicked Luffy out and coldly told him to leave. Luffy refused to listen, and Yonji was about to fight him. Sanji stopped his brother and offered to deal with Luffy. One of the saddest events in One Piece occurred, where Sanji began to strike Luffy repeatedly in an attempt to make him give up on rescuing him, while Luffy refused to fight Sanji. After leaving Luffy severely injured, Sanji returned to the carriage while Luffy said that without Sanji, he could never become the Pirate King, even though he hurt Luffy badly. Making Luffy and even Nami suffer because of his words, neither of them told the other crew members what happened, because deep down, Luffy knew that all of Sanji's words were lies. Luffy even said that Sanji could insult him as much as he wanted, but he knew that Sanji was the one most hurt by his own words, causing Sanji to cry away from Luffy's sight. Knowing that Sanji was a very kind person who had no real intention of hurting Luffy, the Straw Hat Pirates captain chose not to tell his crew, so Zoro is unaware of this. Furthermore, as the Vinsmoke carriage approached Big Mom's castle, Sanji witnessed an army heading towards Luffy and Nami's location. After arriving at the castle, the Vinsmoke family, Pudding, and Big Mom had a meal together. During the meal, Pudding asked to speak with Sanji privately. In Pudding's room, she apologized to Sanji for not taking him to Luffy, as she had originally planned. We see another sacrifice being made by Sanji, who, realizing there was no other way to escape without endangering his hands and those he cared about, explained to Pudding his intention to ask Big Mom to let his friends go in exchange for not escaping himself. In the end, everything worked out, making it one of the best arcs in One Piece. But how would Zoro react to all this? If Zoro had been present at that moment, he might have tried to confront Sanji, preventing him from further offending his captain's goals. Even though Zoro is friends with Sanji and respects him, he would not understand the true reasons behind Sanji's words. Even Nami, who has a close relationship with Sanji, did not understand what the cook was going through. Only Luffy could understand Sanji's heart, seeing how sad he was when he said those words, along with the blows he dealt to Luffy that were hurting him inside. So, if Zoro had been there, he would have likely acted purely on instinct, seeing his captain being beaten without retaliating. But now that these events have passed, knowing about the things Sanji did to Luffy on Tado Island, this wouldn't make Zoro feel anger or any negative feelings towards Sanji. Moreover, we saw that while Sanji was hitting Luffy, Nami watched his actions with a frightened expression, showing that she didn't understand Sanji's motives. But after Luffy started talking to Sanji, Nami seemed to begin understanding. This led her to keep this secret as well. So even if Zoro learns about the confrontation between Sanji and Luffy, at some point, the most he might do is insult Sanji with one of his many insults. But in the end, this wouldn't change their relationship, which may seem filled with hatred, but it's clear to us that one would sacrifice his life to save the other, even though they don't show the respect they have for each other due to pride, even though they know it exists. Sanji and Zoro are the strongest members of the crew, responsible for guiding Luffy towards his ultimate goal of becoming the Pirate King. They are the ones who protect their captain and constantly need to become even stronger. In the end, Zoro will continue to stand by Sanji to fight for Luffy, just as they did in Wano. Share your thoughts if you have a different opinion on all this. That's a wrap for today's content. We hope you enjoyed it and want to share your thoughts on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.